Hi, and welcome back to the farm. It's been a few days, weeks. Leaves are falling, it's fall, it's time to get the RXV back on the road. The first step is going to be to get these retaining bolts out of here. My metric deep well sockets are on loan at the moment, so I'm using my SAE and it'll be close enough for government work. And using my cross-reference that I like to call trial and error, I realize this is equivalent to a 1/2 inch. Ooh, yeah, bit of corrosion on that. Yeah, we got a corrosion problem. So now we've got to get these, at least one of the side bolts out on this strap. Now these are going to be a T50. The T45 and T50s are used throughout this thing. I really wish they would have standardized. There's not that much difference between the two, and to be honest, it would have made things a lot easier. You want to make sure if you're taking yours apart and you're going to be putting it back, like I am, I'm going to be putting these batteries back in, make sure that you either have drawn out your diagram of your wires, or like me, take video and pictures of it. What you don't want to do, screw that up. You also do want to be very careful with tool control, because while this isn't necessarily grounded per se, it can be, and you don't want to accidentally short out one or even worse, all of these batteries, because altogether that's 48 volts. That's a sizable amount of voltage. And it should be noted, you should always remove the battery pack negative, just like I didn't do before you start doing any work. All the batteries are independent. They're all disconnected from each other. We can start removing all this and getting it ready to come out. Oh, that's real bad. They actually do make a tool for doing this with, but I don't have one because I don't do this for a living. Okay, when I was getting the batteries out, I was manhandling the batteries around. I got some acid on my pants. So I've got some baking soda that I've dumped in an old cup of water here. Old toothbrush. Now, it's not to say that these pants won't have a hole in them after they're washed, but if I don't do this, they definitely will have a hole in them. So baking soda should neutralize that acid. That's the end of my baking soda, because it's a trip to the store to get more. Okay, just before I started filming, I took all of these fuses off of the side of the Brunto cover plate, I think is what this is called. And that's where the previous owner or installer, whatever, had put all of the fuses over here in this big wad. There's another wad, and then there's still some yet to come off. And so this is what I'm going to be relocating to the other side in an actual fuse block. Oh, nice. That's lovely. All right, I need to separate the aftermarket harness from the factory harness. I think that's the primary concern right now, is separate the two harnesses. So I had to sit down and have a big think about this offline, because the wiring diagram is on my phone, and my phone is what I shoot my videos with. So this is a Sure Power, it's a 41020. The rest of the numbers are irrelevant. The wiring for this is pretty simple. You have 48 volts in, your ground, and an ignition switch. That's the incoming side. The outgoing side is ground and 12 volt switched. It's supposed to have 12 volt unswitched, but this plug is missing the connector. The connector is actually there in the unit, but I don't know if you can see down in there. There is no actual connector inside here, and the plug itself is, the socket itself is plugged off. All I really need to do is take this side right here and run it into my fuse block here. And the way I'm going to do that is, I got this box at my local big box store. It's going here. This is a watertight enclosure. This little fellow is going to sit in here, and because I'm going to drill a hole up here and bring the wires in through a watertight connector here, I'm going to push this slightly to the back side. I really hate it when people wrap electrical tape around all their wires. It just makes everything a big gooey mess. Oh, this is not, I thought this was a 1 in 4 out, but it's a 1 in 5 out. So it splits into 3, power side of these 3 fuses. I may have to relocate this so that these wires will actually go all the way in there and give me enough room to work with. I'm just using a small self-tapper right now, and I can come back later and put this in correctly. Why are you not self-tapping? That's just not working at all on that plastic. Didn't expect that. Well, they never expect the Spanish Inquisition. There we go. So this thing came to me anyway, with this voltage reducer in, but only like 2 out of the 4 screws that it should have. I think I may just take this completely off and retap these. Yeah, this is something that they added, because they did a similar thing that I did, screw straight into the plastic. I don't think they did that at the factory. And as you can see, they didn't tap this or drill the screws in. It's like cockeyed. But I'm going to leave it because I'm going to go into these same holes. It's not as good as a heat gun. It leaves it a bit sooty. But that's what I got at the time. Sometimes you just got to make do with what you got. Took a little break and went back and looked at some of the video and realized that half the time you could really only see my shoulder. So, new position. Put the can't get my wire, my hands, and the screwdriver in there, and my eyes, all at the same time. Hi, this is Future Mike. At this point I was interrupted and I was unable to complete the rewiring of the cart. Rest assured, I have completed the rewiring and those videos will be coming out soon. I'll put a link on the screen that will take you to the playlist with the rest of the cart videos. Until next time, thanks for joining me on the farm.